Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It's 2026. It's a beautiful day in Kansas City. Sun's coming up, so it's a little early, and a little bit chilly, but we haven't gotten the full brunt of winter yet, so I'm going to take it. Hope you all got to enjoy some adult beverages during your vacations. I know I had a few, fighting a touch of the existential dread that comes with it being the last day of my vacation, heading back to work tomorrow. But you don't have to worry about me because
I did absolutely nothing, and it was everything that I thought it could be.
since my New Year's Eve video was so pessimistic, I felt kind of obliged to make a reaction video to myself and just to kind of refocus on some of the positives that are coming in 2026. There are some good things. It's not all going to be bad. It's not all doom and gloom. And I think there may be a few people out there, especially after the news that broke yesterday, that need to hear maybe about some of those good things that are coming down the pipe. So here we go. And the first thing I wanted to talk about was how sentiment is kind of growing to regulate AI and LLMs. We've seen some pretty big negative effects of these society-wide. You know, the higher electrical bills that people are experiencing, the pollution. You know, there's air, water, cancer, and noise pollution associated with these big data centers that are coming up. We've seen, you know, in some people, it can inspire some really disastrous negative effects on their mental health, especially in teens. I know you've all read and seen videos about the effects that those have had. I'm not going to elaborate too much on that, as this is, I don't want to violate YouTube's guidelines, but you know, the term is AI psychosis. You can look up more about that outside of this video. But the big thing, you know, is that the people aren't just talking about this. They're not just making videos about it. They're actually going to the ballot box and making their voices heard, especially in Arizona and Georgia, most notably so far. But I think we'll be seeing more of that in 2026. Personally, for me, you know, the most worrying effect is the effect that LLMs seem to be having on people's cognitive abilities. I know for my job, I have to be able to teach myself a lot of things, retain that information, and know how to fix things if they break. And when you're having an AI agent do all the work for you, it's a lot harder to be able to follow through on that process and be able to fix things. And that can have a seriously detrimental effect on your life and your job and just your ability to think. The second thing I wanted to talk about was, at least in 2025, the drinking rates dropped significantly here in the U.S. I have my thoughts about why that might be.
You cool, man?
Like how?
Okay. Hey, man, wait up.
He was just asking if you get high.
But it had been more than 50 years since the last significant drop in drinking here in the U.S. Now, there are a lot of hypotheses as to why that might be. Lower social acceptability, people having better info about the effects of drinking, and, you know, people just growing up with different messaging. But as I alluded to before, I chalk it up to wider spread marijuana use. I know here in Kansas City, dispensaries have popped up like Starbucks's. They are all over the place, so it's very easy to get your hands on legal cannabis here. And I don't think that's in any state that where it's been legalized. I think that's pretty common at this point. Personally, I chalk it up to higher legal marijuana use. A lot of states have legalized it. Missouri has, and Kansas City has. So here it is very easy to get your hands on legal cannabis. It's also much more expensive to go out to eat, go out to bars, even than it was 5 years ago, and that's definitely going to have an effect on what people are spending on alcohol and how much they consume. I know for myself, I do like to go out to eat, but I have to account for that in my budget just because it is really expensive, especially if you're going to be drinking. And it's weird for me to look at, you know, the cost of a beer and know that I can get an entire bottle of wine for that. And so for myself, I make different choices. Yeah, the third topic I wanted to touch on was some of the cool new media that's coming out in 2026. You know, Dolly Parton's getting a musical, The Lost Boys. If you've seen that, 80s vampire film is being adapted for the stage as well. There's a new season of Ted Lasso coming out. It was partly filmed in my neighborhood, which, come to think of it, was a big pain in the ass. You know, we're getting Toy Story 5. We're getting a Muppets reboot. That's just a handful of the cool things that are coming in 2026 in terms of new media. The Force... You know, on this fourth topic is kind of a lightning rod. But I know I personally have been encouraged to see some pushback against, you know, some of the immigration policies that have been pushed here in the U.S. You know, people did not vote for legal immigrants to be terrorized in their schools and their churches and in courts at their immigration hearings. You know, they didn't vote for ICE to get, you know, a bigger budget than two branches of the military. They definitely didn't vote for people to be brutalized on the street just for protesting. You know, ICE doing the terrible things they're doing. You know, just a couple weeks ago, we found out that ICE would be leaving Los Angeles, Chicago, and Portland. And so those are some really positive effects of the protests there. And maybe I shouldn't judge, but we've also seen a number of instances that make it clear that ICE isn't really hiring the best people either. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was this really cool breakthrough in cancer detection. It's called the Gallery test. You know, it looks at markers in DNA, and it can detect detect up to 50 different types of cancer. And we're going to find out the results of the trials that were conducted in the United Kingdom this summer. And, you know, just for the last year that global statistics were available, there were 10 million people that died because of cancer. And so this could be just a tremendous thing for saving people's lives and for giving people more time. And there's really nothing more valuable than the time we get. So anyway, if you needed something positive to think about, hopefully that gives you some food for thought. I'd love to hear what you guys are looking forward to in 2026. Drop that down in the comments below. If you disagree with me on something, feel free to make your voice heard as well. Other than that, you know, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's holiday. We'll see you here next week with a new video. Take care, beautiful people.